Chef Checks. It's me, my Chef Check, and welcome to another Idea Sunday. I almost used this faux fur fabric in Translucent Monday. Almost, because I opted out for the white one because I thought the red wouldn't look good. Although I do like this faux fur fabric, but just need a project that I could actually make it work with. So today I'm going to make a red backpack for Carmela Mello because I may need to use it at like a backpack for her at some point. But first, let's do some trimming because I think that's a little bit too long for my taste. So the red hairs on this fabric, so I'm just going to tone the length down to the level I like. I will also use this bead, so you're going to see how this will do. I think I'll just trim just a little bit more because I can always trim. I think that's more reasonable for like the scale of the doll I want to make it for anyways. And I may use this in the Gummy Fish River City, a colorful return or something like that. Just a side note for this video. I won't spoil anything about it, just use that as a side note. But after that is considered, just going to trim more of that because I want to flip this so I could sew the interior of this. After this part is sewn, let's just flip it to the fluffy side to see what to do next. Let's see if it's suitable for a backpack. A little bit on the big side, but it could work. It's like one that she can take like away on holidays for quite a long time or something. Or a week. Maybe. I said I was going to probably try using it in the Gummy Fish River City, a colorful return at one point. However, now I'm going to make an open and close closure with press studs, and yes, I'm going to stitch it on Let's do it already. And this breast stud will be stitched on. And I'll imitate a button using this flower-shaped bead. Let's just stitch it on in that place. Took a while to find my needle hole in it, but now it's time to add a bead inside the flower and stitch it on like that. So I can actually decorate the red fluffy backpack. I know it's quite strange to use this in Idea Sunday, but trust me, without it I would have never figured out what to do with this beautiful red faux fur fabric, and it will just sit in a box or something forever if I never made this Idea Sunday, because I keep thinking I could do something with it, but just be so creative that I just don't exactly know what to make out of this. And I hoard a lot of materials that I sometimes struggle to figure out what to do with them. But I throw out what's disgusting. But if it's not, then I just keep it, just in case. But yet, let's see the mechanism. That looks like a backpack. I still have a lot of this red fabric, but I may just use it to make her a big one, using the big leftover, because that's a great way of using it. I was originally thinking doll clothes, but I got over it because it was very, very bulky. It was a pom-pom thing. So that's why I got over that. But yet I've made the first part of the backpack. And it's actually cuter than I thought it would be. I can use it as a backpack, although it's a little bit big for her. But yet my impulses are telling me I should scrap the backpack idea and turn it into a suitcase instead. Maybe I should let those impulses win and do it. Then I put a piece of wire on top of a button, and yes, I am changing the backpack idea into a suitcase idea, because I think that would just work way better. And maybe I'll add some red bunny ears in some point of the project, just to even make it an even cuter. Like suitcase and things like this. So I made this with wire beads and a button, and time to stitch it right at the bottom. Looks a little bit chicken leg like, but I'm just practicing what I can with the wheels, cause that, to be honest, is not my strongest point at making doll things. But I try sometimes. That's what Idea Sunday is all about. Now let's finally stitch that onto the bottom of it. To help it be permanent. I used to prefer sewing because it's more permanent that way. Unless if I wanted to reverse that, I would just have to cut the threads off or something. Because I just like the longevity of the sewn on things that are holding up, so that's why I prefer them. Sometimes depends on what I'm doing, and I'm just trying not to use any glue today with this. Now we have a red Cyclops chicken. Yay! Not actually, I'm just joking. I'm not going to do that. I was just joking with that part. So please don't take it seriously. And I think I'll do red bunny ears, but first, let's just try to cut more of this fabric. Time for the bunny ears. Same things that I did for the hair length of this fabric, just to make it match the suitcase that I was meant to do. Just needed to trim some parts of it. So I could actually use it. But I think I'm going to put wire inside that. What wire can I use? Because I have some options of some wires. Maybe let's use a wire from that thing to fill up the mechanism of the bunny ears. So that's what I've done with the wire. Just need to trim that little bit off. And let's also stitch the entire thing to make it turn into cute bunny ears. This is my Idea Sunday miniature, and that's the big one. The big one will be like my something to think about what I'm going to do for the idea. Sunday one on before I add it. I will stitch some red flowers to it. Later, I'm also planning to do some black bows and a black strap for the bows that I'm going to glue on tomorrow. I just used some random ones that I had, painted them black, and now it needs to dry. And that idea will be put on the ears of that one. Just let this dry, because I think that's a great thing to do while this is drying. Although acrylic paints tend to dry quick, that's still a great way to pass the time. I was also in the mood for sewing at the time I made this, so that's why I chose that fabric to try to tackle working with it. Then I've done some flowers and beads on the bunny ears, and now going with the big version. I'm just using the big version as my guide to stitch my red beads and flowers to the ears of the miniature, because sometimes the big versions, if it's appropriate occasion for Idea Sunday, that can help me know where to put what decoration. I do love to decorate my dollhouse items with things like that, but I just sometimes didn't want to make a random decision that I could regret later. And that's why it's good to have thinking things before you do it, because that can prevent you from doing things that you would regret doing to it. But I think this design is really cute, and I'm choosing to do it. So let's do the other ear. If you're wondering about the bows, the black bows one has a mint green sequin and the other a lavender sequin. So the sequin hearts are drying on the black bows before I can glue them on. I thought I'll avoid using glue because that fabric could get really sticky and not that nice if I use glue on it. So that's why I thought I would avoid it, but I unfortunately have to glue this on after it dries, because that's required, because there's no holes for sewing there, unfortunately. But I will try to carefully dot the glue on to not make it like disgusting. Now, let's close the sewing, the beads on, and let's see the ears. Oh, that's more defined by the beads. Good thing I thought about it beforehand, because that makes them more defined. But anyways, let's have a look at what's next. That's the suitcase strap that I'm going to make using a black ribbon. So we're going to stitch that on with a flower at this side and a star at the other. There was a star bead on that side, but to make it a miniature version, I'll see how I'll improvise that, because the flowers I improvised with sequins rather than using fabric ones on the big one. I use sequins on the miniature, but I'll see how the stars I can improvise to make it look better on the miniature and in scale. So let's do the flower side first before adding the star side to it. That's flower done. And let's add a star side. I think I'm going to improvise a sequin by cutting a round one into the star shape on this. So this sequin I'm going to do off camera, because although I do cut a lot of sequins, I just prefer not to show it on camera because that requires so much precision. There we go, that's better. I talked through it so you wouldn't have to see it. Me trying to show you that on camera. But okay, let's finally stitch that onto it to decorate it much better. Let's just close the suitcase to see how it is. Looking good. I'm going to decide what to do for the eyes, because I said I was going to add it, but I didn't add it yet. So I think, should I do dark brown eyes or should I do blue ones? Let's see what looks better. That's brown. And I also have an option to do blue eyes. Let's see that. Blue, brown. I almost like the blue eyes on it better. Let's see it with the brown again. You know what? Blue, because the brown is too similar to red and I want it to stand out. So just like if I wanted to dye my hair red and I have blue eyes, would that suit me? Yes, I do have blue eyes. But then I just have the naturally blonde hair with like a pink streak in it. But then some people, my mom says that if I wanted to do like the red hair color, that could suit me, but I just want my natural hair color with a pink strand. So that's what I still have. Doing that for years. Just one strand of pink with the pink hair dye, but most of it is just keeping my natural hair color. So maybe let's just actually add those blue eyes onto the bunny because I like that better. I thought the brown, it was just a little bit darker than the red. So I just prefer the blue because it stood out better against the red, the dark red. It's like a burgundy red. Eyes done. Let's keep them in place with like the closure of my sewing. I did that while I was thinking. Let's do that on the miniature because I just, although the big one for me is the thinking thing, for me the miniature is actually the final piece. This is, think of the miniature as a painting and the big one as a sketchbook. Sometimes it's the other way around for dog clothes because the crochet takes like a longer time than my sewn dog clothes, but it's better for me to just sew the dog clothes for that scale of doll before crocheting it on my big ones. So let's add the blue eyes onto that already. Because I just prefer the blue eyes idea on this thing. And let's just cut that off. Now let's just close it. Should this red be my next hair color? I don't know, but I just want to keep my natural one with some pink in it. That isn't the natural hair color, but I like it. But it's only partially done. What do you think? And that's what I've done with the sewing part of this. The hearts on the bows. I wanted them to stand out, so I painted this one lavender and this one mint. But they have to dry because I also added the glam pink glitter glue to the colored parts, and now this has to dry. Oh look, is that a black painted butterfly? Maybe I should do that like incorporate it into the flower or something, because hey, let's just glue that onto the flower before this dries. And I may do this to the big one, cause that's supposed to be the thinking. Let me just get the thinking version. Would that suit the project? Cause after all, it's meant to be. Don't do anything that you would regret later. Why? Because I really want to like this. That would look good. So maybe I should do this to the flower or something, but I've lost it. But hey, I have some more somewhere. The butterfly and the bows have dried. So now it's time to glue those bows on right in the intended area. So here is the mint one going on, and this lavender one going on to it. Now that needs to dry, although it already is looking more accurate to the big one that I was thinking about, to use up the leftovers, because that's the only thing came in mind whenever I was trying to actually use it. But the big one will not go in the after photos. Just a little miniature, but still it's good to have this one and to have something to think about what I'm going to put on it and sew on it by its side. But it is finally accurate. So yay! But it does need to dry, so there's that. And I will be posting that on Instagram too. It by side. It will not be in the after photos on YouTube, but I will post it by side on Instagram photos, so there's that. After the Instagram post about this suitcase is done, I will conclude this YouTube video. So, Chef Tex, what do you think of this red bunny suitcase that I've made using this fabric? Good thing I forced myself to use it, otherwise it would just sit somewhere without its use, but it was good to give it a use and turn it into something really cute and adorable, and something I could use in my doll videos with stories in them or something. And to even make a big version that just made for fun and thinking about the miniature for this. But please tell me what you think of it all, and bye, Chef Tex. See you in another video. Bye.